behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Mash TV. Palm Mash TV.
Well, hello there, Paul Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode. Got a great interview coming up shortly. But before we begin, don't forget about that subscribe and bell buttons below you there if you want to keep, notified of any new episodes coming your way. And if you want to leave a comment on the comment section, you're always welcome to do that. And if you look at the description part of this interview as well as the closing credits, you'll find contact info for you. So I hope you'll stay tuned for that. From Cork, Ireland today, we have Hank Wedel on our show, another talented artist, I think you're going to agree. And we're going to get to that in a second, but first here's a quick word from the Caden Gordon Show, so don't go away, we'll be right back right after this.
It is Caden from the Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. Check out my show at thecadengordonshow.com.
Okay, we're back, and with us from Cork, Ireland today, we have Hank Wedel, and we're also joined by Sean here. Thanks for joining us, guys.
All right. How you doing, Paul?
Yeah, no problem. I'm doing pretty good. I ask this question a lot because everyone has their own story. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you discovered music? I mean, I'm sure you love music since you were a little kid. Maybe it comes much deeper than that, but anyway, tell us in your own words.
Oh, I discovered music when I was maybe like 3 years old. I can remember back in 1966.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I was 3 years old in 1966. So all you people out there can do the math and try and figure out how old I am now. But anyway, I remember going over a bridge from Manhattan to Queens, where I was living at the time, with my father. And Nancy Sinatra's song, "These Boots Were Made for Walking," came on the radio. I was only 3 years old, but I was really impressed with the song. That's my first memory of music ever. But I was really taken the following year by the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And so after the Beatles, I discovered a whole bunch of music, led me down all kinds of paths that sort of went to Chuck Berry and Little Richard and people like, eventually I got to know people like Bob Dylan and Hank Williams and people like that. And I love bands like The Band, and I like bands like the Allman Brothers and bands like Leonard Skinner, and I like rock and roll. I like all kinds of rock and roll. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that song, "Boots Were Made for Walking" by Nancy Sinatra, a really great song. And you mentioned a few other, people that influenced you over the years, and really great ones as well. Why don't you tell us about how we can find out about your music? I mean, can we find you on social media, streaming media? I have an official website. Tell everybody about that.
Okay. Well, folks, I've got a band camp where almost all my stuff is stuff that I've recorded over the years. I've been mainly based in Cork City here, which is where Sean and I are at the moment. And I've recorded mainly here in Ireland, but I did do some recording in New York as well. Mm-hmm. See, I was born to sort of an American father and an Irish mother, and I grew up in New York, and then I moved here to Cork, to a town called Mallow. And, well, this is not really answering your question about where people can find my music. I'm still on the biography here. Anyway, you can look all this up on Bandcamp. I'm on Bandcamp, Hank Wedel. And I'm also on Spotify and iTunes and all that, YouTube. And I'm re-releasing a song that I put out with my band Princess Street. I recorded it in 1988, put it out in 89, and put it out also in 1990. And I'm releasing it for the first time, a song of mine called "Speak to Me," for the first time on online platforms like Spotify and Amazon and all those sort of social media and different sort of like music websites that are out there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's called "Speak to Me." Have you seen the video? I think you have, haven't you?
Yes, and it's a great video. Speaking of that, why don't you tell us a little story about this song? We'd love to hear that.
Oh, okay. Well, I wrote it when I was about 16 years old, 17 years old, and it stayed with me ever since. And it goes like this. She said, why can't you see? With your heart and not your mind alone. There is no changing here in this dream. Just a boat ride home. Speak to me, speak to me. Take my fantasy home. Speak to me, speak to me. Take my fantasy home. That's the first verse of a song called Speak to Me. Sean playing the slide guitar there. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. So as you can see, Sean's playing a bit of slide there. So I've always been very influenced by music that has slide guitar in it. And the original slide guitar in it. And it was a band I had called Princess Street that played that song and recorded that song many years ago. And I wrote it and I hung on to the song, and it's followed me around ever since I was about 17 years old. And when I got to Cork City here, a woman called Carol Barrett, she started singing it with me with the band. She'd come up on stage and she'd sing that song, and we eventually recorded it. And now she's living in London, and she's a vicar in the Anglican Church in England. And she invited me over to play that song and a whole bunch of other songs in a concert on June the 7th. So that's why we're re-releasing it. It's never been released on anything other than Bandcamp before. Well, there's a video on YouTube, but it's going to be available on all the other ones, Deezer and Spotify and all that sort of stuff. So that's kind of what's going on with that song. Oh. It's one of many songs that I've kind of written over the years. And that you'll find on Bandcamp. Yeah.
Okay.
Hank Wedel on Bandcamp.
Okay, well, that's good. And we have the video, and we're going to be playing that in a second as well.
Oh, great.
But I guess that's all we need right now, Hank. We'd love to have you back again. And we want to thank you for coming on the show today.
Wow, Paul, that was great to talk to you. And we'd like to say hello to everyone in Alabama. And we'd love to go there, wouldn't we, Sean?
Absolutely.
We'd like to get to Alabama because it's right there down south where a lot of our favorite music came from. So thank you very much for having us, Paul.
Yeah, no problem.
And letting us play on your show.
Yeah, well, no problem. We're glad to have you do that for us. And without further ado, here to speak to me, the full video from Hank Wedel, and it begins right now.
Said, why can't you see? With your heart, not your mind alone. There is no changing in this dream. Just a boat ride home. Speak to me. Take it or leave it. There's only room for one. The bullet is the thought itself. The trigger on the gun. Speak to me. Speak to me. Take my fantasy home. Speak to me. Speak to me. Take my fantasy home.
Come on and speak to me. Oh, baby, won't you speak to me? You take my fantasy
Many words have been spoken, but the truth remains unsaid. Many hearts have been broken,